Appreciate you hitting the button. Welcome to the How to Hustle podcast for Hype. This is episode 71. You follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Hype. That's HYMPE. It's Hype. It's not Hype. I'm not geeked up. Special guest in the building for episode 71. Introduce yourself to the audience.
Good evening, motherfuckers and motherfuckers. Uncle Dolemite, host of the Too Much Game podcast, all streaming platforms, including YouTube.
Let them know where you coming in from. International Hype is not just a hashtag. This is a way of life.
Compton, California.
Copy that. Shouts out to the West Coast. I need one of these West Coast stations, y'all. I need to get one of these West Coast stations in this rundown. So let's go. E-Block Radio Network every Monday, 2 o'clock E-Block Radio Network. Tuesdays, 2 o'clock GFT Radio Network. Wednesdays, 216 The Blend, 8 a.m., 8 p.m. Thursdays is WTNUphilly.com, 12:30 every Thursday. Fridays, the I Say Podcast Radio Network at 10 a.m. And Saturday is the THC Media. It's 10 a.m. every Saturday. We looking to fill in that Sunday slot, LA. Y'all got something out there, you know what I'm saying? Work that out. Custom Hustle World. Custom Hustle World is my clothing line, custom jerseys, jackets, t-shirts, sweatsuits, you name it, we can customize it. We got the babies covered too. The babies, the toddlers, however you got them, we can get them covered. You follow that at Custom Hustle World on Instagram and Twitter though. H2H Cleaning is my cleaning company that is a tri-state area situation, but if you make it worth my while, I will slide. And How to Hustle Live Show. July the 31st, How to Hustle Live Show. We are doing another live show. Tickets are on sale now. Hit the link in my bio to get your tickets now. They're only $15 or call me. I'll pull up on you with the physical tickets. Now, episode 71. You ready, Dolemite?
Absolutely.
All right. The topic for this week is, do you need to be motivated? We always start with the guest first here on the How to Hustle podcast with Hank.
Yeah. I remember what was that? Jim Jones that said that shit on like $1 million worth of game, like without motivation, like you need a consistency when you're not motivated. But I feel like you can't
I
be
saw that the other
consistent
day,
if you're
yeah.
not motivated.
All right, so this topic came out of, I'm listening to a podcast and the dude was saying, it was two guys and a girl. And the guy was saying to the girl, like he needed his girl to come home and motivate him every day. Because they was talking about, you know, how this conversation always goes with the 50-50 relationship and who's doing this and who's doing that. And they was talking about it in a situation where the guy falls on the hard times. He's looking for a job. And she's like, all right, so what am I submitting to as far as you ain't doing nothing to be a man at that particular moment? So he like, well, I need you to come home and motivate me. Like, why you need to be motivated? That was a
Yeah.
tricky one to me. So I'm saying that's how I got this topic.
I don't need nobody to motivate me. Like I'm motivated by understanding the fact that I got a role as a man. Like being the fact that I'm somebody's father, that's my motivation. The
Copy.
reason that I got this shit tattooed on my motherfucking hands, this is my motivation. My wife and
Tell him,
kids.
I was about to say, let him know for those who are only on audio.
Oh yeah, I got these tattoos on my hands. I got my wife and my son name tatted on my hands. I got my daughter name tattooed on me. Like that's my motivation. Just knowing that I got people depending on me. That's what motivates me. If you need a person to come and motivate you, you got life fucked up. Cause when they leave, what you gonna do?
Copy that. I mean, damn, I hate when it turns into just the echo chamber. But shit, I'm the same way. Life is my motivation. Two kids and a wife is my motivation. Myself, just me being me, the type of person that I am. When I go through this rundown, you can see I got a lot of shit going on at all times every day. I don't have downtime to just be really BSing. My downtime is, you know what I'm saying, a couple of minutes in the bathroom. But even then, you still got the phone in your hand, looking at something, watching something, setting up something. Like it's never no downtime. I don't understand when people do need to be motivated. If you got responsibilities, people who need to be motivated don't have responsibilities. I don't believe. But then again, you have people who got 4 or 5 kids and a wife and a girlfriend, and they ain't got no motivation to do nothing except just be there. And that don't make no type of sense to me because shit, how you consider yourself a man if you can't get up and go get it?
Exactly. And like it's something that I would tell women all the time. Like if a dude asks you to motivate him, you need to get away from him. That's
Copy.
not no man at all. That ain't nothing, like she said, nigga. Why would I submit to you if you need to be motivated?
Shouts out the conversations with Glow because I think I got that from Glow. But yeah, like it's a difference between a man and a male. A male
Yeah,
is, he has a dick. He was born a male. You know what I'm saying? Chest hair, beard, however you identify him as a male. A,
prostate.
Yeah, a man is a person who handles his responsibilities. He take care of his situation. Now, everybody that's a man, like everybody not cut the same as far as financially. Yeah, we can't all handle things the same way that way, but even if you can't, it doesn't make you less of a man. If you, as long as you trying, as long as you giving it your all, as long as you going at it as hard as you could possibly go, I ain't got no problem with the results that you giving out. But if you one of those lack for motivation, need a kick in the ass, and constantly to be told what to do types, then we got issues.
Yeah, I look at a man as a duty. I don't look at a man as just being born with a dick. It's a million motherfuckers born with a dick. That don't make him a man. Nigga. It's
Copy,
children born with a dick. It's
copy.
it's it's all type of people born with a dick. It's just like a basketball player. Just because you know how to play the game of basketball don't make you a basketball player. If you're not making no money off that shit, you're not a basketball player. You just a nigga who
Nah,
play basketball.
just because you tall and can jump high don't mean you can play basketball. It just means you tall and can jump
Exactly.
high. Dwight
Every
Howard was
every
tall. Dwight Howard's tall and can jump high, but he can't play basketball. Like
well
he
shit,
doesn't have.
he at least
Yeah,
made money playing ball. I know a million niggas who literally at the park right now with a basketball in their hand, dribbling and shooting. They not basketball players. They just niggas who play basketball. A
yeah,
motherfucker with a
copy that.
dick ain't a man. Some people
Yeah,
just a person with a dick.
yeah. It's all about how. I think it's all about y'all know the house phone rings damn near every episode. It's all about how you carry it. It's all about how you look at it. It's all about internally. Are you motivated? I don't understand how you couldn't be internally motivated when you looking at somebody saying, "Daddy, what's for dinner?"
Yeah. Because like I can't see myself being like, I don't know. Like nigga said, telling my kids no is like the worst shit in the world to me. Now, if I'm saying no because they grades fucked up or no because they was misbehaving, that's cool. But I ain't got it. I don't like saying that shit to my kids. I don't like I can't figure it out or damn,
All right,
that's
see,
out of
that's
my
enough.
budget.
All right, see, hold up now. You opened up something else. My thing with that is it ain't even about if I can do it or not. It's about you need to understand no sometimes.
Yeah.
Because if I give you everything that you want and desire, you're gonna grow up thinking that the world is supposed to give you everything that you want and desire. And when you go outside this door, and then it's like, well, how come like my job ain't making me head mailman? Or like you get your first job, why am I not the fry captain? If I've been over here, like I'm special. If everybody's kids were special, then nobody would be special. Because
Yeah, true.
everybody thinks that they baby held the bottle with one hand at a month or two, and it's like, oh my God, he's so smart, she's so brilliant. If everybody's was smart and brilliant, then nobody would be smart and brilliant. But
True.
yeah, like it's one of them things where it's like it's not even about if I can do it or not. It's just sometimes like if I gave you two yeses in a row, you're definitely getting a no on the third one. I don't give a shit if it's a dollar. Like it's the principle involved.
Yeah, my thing is more like I'm just a make it happen type of motherfucker. And I want my kids to understand that everything I do is to be able to make it happen. You know, like I said, if you not earning what you asking for, don't even ask for the shit. Nigga, we don't do the whole I do it because you're you. Nah, nigga, it's gotta be something on top of that. If you asking for V-Bucks, what did you do to get these V-Bucks? Because in order for me to get the money for them V-Bucks, I have to go bust my ass to work. In order for me to be able to do what I gotta do for you, I had to do something. So what did you do to earn the right to ask me for that shit? Like that shit
Yeah,
goes without being said. So if you telling me I want something, I'm like, nigga, so what did you do to earn that? And you don't have no answer for that, then you know it's no already.
yeah. See, for the kids, it's like this is the problem with this fucking these phones with these kids. Like man, they see so much and got so much access to so much shit that like when we was coming up, we just didn't have. We didn't know that this shit was going on over here in Alabama, or this shit is going on down in Miami or over wherever. Like now they got access to this shit so easy and just they minds just go somewhere that we couldn't even imagine. It's one of them things that I always try to tell myself is like it's not gonna be 1997 when she's my oldest daughter growing up, because I look at her now and she had like her hair pent back one day and I could just see her face without the hair. And I was like, oh shit, you look just like me in 97. So like I always try to think like, man, it's just not gonna be 97. So the shit that she's gonna ask for, the shit that she's gonna do, plus she's a girl, and that's just a whole nother situation where it's like you can't even relate to the shit that they doing. because you're not a female. So it's just always gonna be a little weird. But again, you find a way to make it happen. Always find a way to
Definitely.
make it happen. But that also goes back to being self motivated and not needing nobody. I don't need my wife to say, the baby's birthday is coming up, or
Yeah.
the party gonna cost this, or the hotel gonna cost that. I'm like, I don't need none of that.
Shit, that's what I teach my kids all the time. Just like when they ask me for shit, it's always like, nigga, whatever you want, nigga, that's incentive to do what you gotta do. If you want some V-Bucks, just remember it's something you gotta do behind that. That's gonna be life. Everything that you want out of life, it's gonna take you doing something to get that. It's gonna take you earning something. You'll never get something for nothing. Asking for something without something that you providing, it's a dead ask. So you always gonna have to remember, what the fuck did I do to earn what I want? Whenever I think about something that I want out of life, that's my motivation to keep it fucking pushing. Nigga, I want my lights to turn on when I hit that switch. I want to have a home to go to when I get off work, so I got to go bust my ass. I want to make sure that if my kids is hungry, there's going to be food available for them. If they go crack that fridge open, it's going to be food in that motherfucker.
I tell my
That's what
daughter
my
that all the
motivation
time.
is every day.
Hunger is a choice. I'm
I'm telling you,
providing
dog.
providing you with the option to eat. Now, if you don't like this, then that's not my fault. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
you have the option to eat.
Yeah.
Um, while we talking about this though now, what's your motivation behind the podcast? What motivates you to keep doing that? Because right now I'm imagining, I don't know, I'm saying I ain't in your business here. I'm imagining though the podcast is not something that is beneficial to you financially. But
Nah,
what motivates you to continue to do the podcast?
man, motherfuckers need this game. Like it's just, you just look at society as a whole, and it's just like, man, these niggas is goofy. These niggas need fathers. Like, a lot of what the basis of my show is shit that I wish I was told when I was 19, 20, 17, 15. Even like shit that I see, mistakes I see grown ass men my age and older than me making. It's shit that I wish there was somebody who told me that I was going in the wrong direction. This is me saying, look, nigga, go this way. Do it this way. This could be beneficial for you if you was to do it this way. Eventually, I feel like I'm going to get some type of financial benefit for what I'm doing. But at the end of the day, if I never get no money for what I'm doing, at least the mission that I started on has been accomplished by the couple of motherfuckers that have hit my DM and say, "Hey, nigga, that last episode, that shit was right on time. I needed to hear that. That little clip that I seen on your Instagram page, I needed to hear that, nigga. That was right when I needed to hear it, nigga. I was going in the wrong direction, and that shit pointed me in the right direction. So that's my motivation to keep on going. Every time I'm writing these episodes out, I feel like it's somebody that when they hear this shit, it's gonna be exactly what they needed to hear when they heard it.
Copy that. See, uh, one of them things you touched on in the beginning, I think that that's just bad old heads. I'm gonna continue to repeat that and say that time and time again because the problem with babies having babies is now we in like the third or fourth generation of babies having babies, which means we never got a chance to have nobody being the old head, which never got a chance for somebody to guide you towards the right shit. When I was coming up, the old heads would look at the young boy and say like either this ain't you and you can't even come over here to be a part of this, and they would protect you and shield you from that shit if it wasn't you. Some of them is like, yeah, his dad left his mom on drugs, and he got two little brother and a little sister to take care of. He got to be over here, even though he's 11. You know what I'm saying? His situation is different, and now that puts him in a situation where he's going to do some shit that ain't gonna probably benefit him in the long run. But it is what it is because he got two people to look after. Once you got responsibility, that's all the motivation that you should need. And so like the shit that you talking about niggas is just be on goofy time is just because your old head can't be 29. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
your old head 29 with not too many life experiences. How is he the old head? How is he the visionary? How is he the one that sees everything? How is he the one that's guiding everybody in the way to go? Like your old head can't be 24. Like unless you're 12. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't got enough in him. Your old head has to be somebody who's been through some things, who knows some things, and has your best interests at heart. So without ever having that in these last couple generations, just cause shit just been fucked up on top of fucked up, like that's how we got here. And that's a across the country problem. That ain't just a LA, that ain't just a Philly, that ain't just a one spot situation. So the thing even then when you like you saying like you wish somebody would have told you this shit is also too though, you gotta be at the point where you're gonna listen. Because when everybody is 19, we young, dumb, wild, free, and think we gonna be forever young. Something they're gonna throw at you at 19 though might click in when you're 26, click in when you're 30, and then it's like, oh, this is why he was saying that. So yeah, that's why you do got to keep those gems going into people, and like maybe they'll get it now, maybe they won't, but you definitely kind of got to just stay motivated. Again, this is the constant theme of the episode. Stay motivated and stay on their asses about it.
Exactly, because that's that's the thing, and like I was getting into it with my kid's mom. Like nigga, I'm separated, headed toward divorce behind a lot of this shit because like her nigga, you ain't making no money, but you could sit up here and do this shit for hours and hours, and you putting all type of money behind this shit and all this shit. And I'm like, dude, like at the end of the day, this shit is a mission. It's not just something that I'm doing. It's not a hobby. I'm not playing with this shit. Like I'm doing research in order to do this shit. I'm looking up statistics and reading books. Like it's a lot that goes into this shit. Like nigga, I'm not
Absolutely.
playing with this shit, nigga. I'm gonna continue to always be a father. But at the end of the day, like I seriously look at this shit as a mission, whether I make money or not, nigga. This is something that I take very seriously because of the impact that I know that I have on certain people. So, nigga, if you think it's something that I'm just doing for fun, and you entitled to your motherfucking opinion, but nigga, I gotta do what I gotta do no matter what, with or without you.
So this is something that you touched on. Two things there. That was how to hustle seminars. How to hustle seminars was the seminar that I did. You can still, you know what I'm saying, purchase the how to hustle seminars. Those are still available. But uh treating this like a business. If you treat this thing like it's real, it becomes real. If you treat this like it's a hobby that I do every now and again, and that's the results that you're gonna get. But if you treat this shit like if it's a business, you put time, energy, effort. Like you said, I'm doing research on this shit. I'm reading up on this shit before I get on here and talk about some shit, and then it's like, yo, that was wrong that you said for 45 minutes on that episode. Then you got to go back and retract it, and most niggas ain't gonna go back and retract it, which means now I can't trust your word. You know what I'm saying? So this is how, like I said, I did the seminars, which how you make money off these situations. Yeah, I can tell you how you do that. I can tell you how you do that. I can tell you why you treat the shit like it's real though. Because like I just told you how many episodes I was doing, knocking out in one day, because I know looking at my work schedule and looking at cleaning jobs and like the different things that I got going on, I know I ain't got time for it. But because I'm not gonna treat this like a fly by night situation, I'm gonna think about this shit a month in advance. So I'm gonna look at it and say, okay, this is when I can do it. This is when I can't do it, and we're gonna get this shit done. Because ultimately, it all happens based off of this. All of the other shit started off of being able to do this, being able to get people every Monday to click this button, which is why the first line of every episode is appreciate you hitting the button. It's because that's how all the other things are possible. That's how all the other things happen, is because you stay consistent, stay motivated, and stay on their ass doing this right here.
Exactly. And I told her the difference between me and you is I understand that it's something that I gotta do that's bigger than money.
Mm-hmm.
Like certain motherfuckers that don't understand a person that has a mission, or somebody who has a business, or somebody who started a business, they don't understand the mind frame of an entrepreneur. Somebody who actually has a business. A lot of people, the reason that they quick to tell you that your business ain't gonna succeed is because they don't understand what it takes for a
They
business
don't
to
see the
succeed.
vision. Yeah,
They've never had to build something that they couldn't see the finish line. They've never had to start running and they didn't know where the destination was. Like starting a business is like jumping off a building and building a plane on your way down. A lot of them they don't know what that shit is like, so they can't understand the mind frame of somebody who does that. It's like,
plus
nigga,
you got
all I know is I gotta run. I don't know where I'm running to, and I don't know what it's gonna be in front of me when I start running. All I know is I gotta run.
the other thing with that too, though, is everybody doesn't see the vision, and you also people kill you when they be like they started a podcast and 3 months later, oh no, nah, the numbers went down. Like I ain't doing that shit no more. It's like, was you really passionate about it? No. Were you really motivated? No. because you might do this shit for 5 years, 6 years, 20 years until something happens. But it's all about that motivation. If you're solely strictly in this to do it for money, then you got to find something that makes you completely different. Unless you're gonna go viral on the situation, and that's how you're gonna get it to pop. That's not how this works. It's not how anything really works unless you're hitting a number. Like, because you're gonna have to put the blood, sweat, and tears into anything that you're gonna turn into something real, something that's gonna be tangible, something that's gonna last, something that, like you saying, you got your kids, you're gonna want to pass that down to, pass down that business or whatever other avenue that you can get off of doing it. But it all starts with the basis of this is how they gonna know it.
Yeah, and even motherfuckers who go viral because it's the reason overnight successes exist and they go away is because a lot of times niggas get success early and they think that they deserve it. They feel entitled to the success. Like, oh, well, I recorded the video and it went viral. I'm gonna record another one and it's gonna go viral. Then they record the second one, it don't go viral and they quit. Oh, nigga, I dropped a hit song. So now I feel like all my songs are supposed to be hits. Now they drop 5 or 6 songs and they not hits. So they stop. A lot of times niggas succeeding too early is a nigga worst enemy because they feel like they deserve the success that they got when they started. They don't
Like Brandon
understand that it
Jennings when
takes
he got
that
that
grind to keep
55.
going.
Like when Brandon Jennings got 55, like his eighth game in his career. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
Nigga
shit
think it's
don't make
gonna be that easy every fucking time, and it's not. I
yeah.
just got off the phone with one of my partners and he talked about that shit. Like my homeboy, shout out to Compton Rick Rock. He got a couple videos that went viral. I don't know if you saw the video of homeboy. He was on the hood of the car, like, give me my phone, give me my phone. And old
Mm-mm.
girl was like, give me the password, give me the password. Like that shit went viral, nigga. That shit was on the View. All type of celebrities was posting the video and shit. Like this nigga went viral. It was like an overnight booyah. And then nigga put out 20 videos and them bitches didn't do no views. And I told him, nigga, like, nigga, just cause you go viral one time don't mean you gotta do it every time. You just gotta keep making videos, nigga. You'll do it again. But it take consistency to stay on. Nigga, a lot of motherfuckers, they don't get that moment, but they just gotta keep on fucking going. Nigga, how long was Kevin Hart doing comedy before he cracked off? Nigga, 15 years or some shit?
Niggas don't even know Kevin Hart had a show that was a reverse of Fresh Prince that was on ABC, and niggas don't even know that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, nigga, Kevin Hart been doing this shit before Soul Plane. A lot of niggas think like Soul Plane, they just found Kevin Hart somewhere and Soul Plane
Paper
happened.
Soldiers, Paper Soldiers too. The joint that was the Rockefeller drink back in the day.
Yeah, like, man, a lot of these niggas been grinding for decades before you found out about them.
Yeah,
But it takes a whole lot of years of nobody knowing who the fuck you are before you get on. And a nigga like Kevin Hart, he understands the value of that fucking grind. Like, nigga, I gotta work like I worked when I started so I could stay on. That's why that nigga worked like that, because that motherfucker had to work like that before he got on, and he keep on working so he could stay on.
all right, let's switch it up now and talk a little bit about the podcast. Too much game. How long you been doing the podcast?
Shit, I started January of 2019. And I had another podcast called Cat versus Dog podcast that I did with my co-host Chelsea Perry. But in the midst of us doing it, like we was doing like test runs and shit, like just to like prove ourselves to the producer to prove that we deserve to have a podcast. And just in the midst of that, I was like, nigga, I need my own show. I didn't even know what the fuck it was gonna be about, honestly. I just was like, shit, I need one where it's only me talking because me and her, we had a cool dynamic, but it just felt like I got a lot of shit that I want to say, and I don't need a motherfucker to argue against everything I say. Because the dynamic of the show kind of became argumentative. Like, and not to shit on women or say nothing like misogynistic, but at the same time, you know how sometimes you feel like you in a dynamic where you say something and the person who you talking to just feels the need to argue against it or
Mm-hmm.
the need to be the devil's advocate. And it's like, nigga, I don't need the devil don't need no advocate every time we have a conversation. So sometimes I just need to just get this shit off. So I started that shit on the basis of I got some important shit that I need to say to people, and I don't need nobody to interrupt me when I say that shit.
What's the one episode that you feel like people should tap into to get a good gauge of the Too Much Game podcast?
Nigga, that's like the hardest fucking question in the
Give me
world,
2
dog.
episodes then.
It's like 5. Cause like the thing is, like I
Give me
got
5. Go ahead.
literally,
Shoot
dog,
the
the
shot. You know what I'm saying?
my last episode, even though I didn't feel like it was all that, nigga, I recorded that motherfucker Monday. My DM is to this day still going up behind episode, what's that, 135? The motherfucker was called The Art of Charisma. My last episode. If y'all listen to my last episode, one of my earlier episodes, episode 10, Wants versus Wishes. If I could give you 2, it's episode 10, Wants versus Wishes, or my last episode, 135.
Copy that. All right, now, one more before we wrap this one up. What is it that you're trying to accomplish with the podcast that you haven't already accomplished?
Yes. I honestly can't really, because I was gonna say just to make this shit into a fucking profession on some real shit. Like to do this shit all the time. Because of all the things that I do outside of being a father, this is what I feel like I'm called to do. Like this is what I honestly feel like I do the best, better than I've ever done anything. Like nigga, I used to be real good at playing basketball. I'm better at this shit than I was at basketball. I've been driving trucks 16 years. I'm better at this than I am at driving trucks. Only other thing that I feel is a higher purpose than this shit is raising my fucking kids. So I like to make this shit into a full-time profession.
Copy that. I mean, shit. When you're serious about this shit, that's pretty much everybody's goal at the end of the day. All right, throw your handle out there for the listeners before we wrap this one up. I appreciate you coming on, though, bro. Like I said, we've been trying to make this one happen for a couple weeks now. Glad we did finally get to make this one happen.
At Uncle Dolemite on Instagram and Twitter, at Uncle spelled like Uncle Dolemite, Dolemite, because niggas be fucking my name up. Nigga, I had Sugar Free, my favorite rapper. I don't know if y'all know about Sugar Free, but Sugar Free reposted a bunch of my shit and spelled my name wrong. I'm like, damn, dog.
So this is
I'm
the
gonna have,
thing here too. My bad. I meant to say this too. Whenever we shout somebody out, when you send them this episode, you make sure you tell them Hype only accepts 5 stars, not 4. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, on some real shit, nigga. Like, don't short a nigga, man. It's just like Uber and shit. Like, nigga, don't try to give a nigga, oh, it was okay. Nigga,
And
just
you
give him the
said
five
what?
stars, dog. It ain't gonna
And
hurt
you
you.
said niggas fucking your name up. Why you think I start the episodes up with it's Hype? It's not Hype. You know what I'm saying? Because
Man.
niggas hit me with that all the time. So I definitely understand that.
Yeah, man. Spell a nigga name right no matter what. Even if you talking shit about me, nigga, just spell my name right.
Oh, shit,
But
shit. To that, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the table. Shout out to Jackie, episode 67. If you know a nigga talking some shit about me, that nigga don't know me. Appreciate you
exactly.
coming on, though, bro. That was episode 71. We are